turn it. It's kind of that's kind of cold. I'm gonna turn that off for now. All right. Hello. We're gonna do more. I want to hug that gator. I have been working on my Jack and Daxter video. I have actually finished the script and I revised it. Gonna try to find time to record it tomorrow, but I have some spare time tonight, so I wanted to stream some of this. I think I'm getting near the end, and I'm excited. It's just been really, really good, and I'm loving every second of it. So, looking forward to diving back into this, playing more. Controller support. I wonder what this is like with a controller. I never thought about playing a visual novel with a controller. Prior to Snoop Game and a couple other things, I never thought about playing a visual novel at all. To be honest, but yeah. Alright, let's load and let's go. After going home that night, Olivia texted me all night and well into the morning. We ended up talking about all sorts of things. Mia, our art, various shows, just about everything. Never seen her that excited before. For someone with sore hands, she sure types fast. And for someone that doesn't like talking at all, she sure types a lot. I certainly can't keep up. And when she didn't want to talk, she sent more doodles and sketches. Sleep wasn't really an option on my end either. And Guts' doodle ventures were quite entertaining to read. Guts is her rat, if you don't remember. Her pet rat. Since then, we've been texting more every night. Not as much since I do need my sleep. But right now, I'm waiting for art class to end. Mr. Triggums is apparently one of the substitutes that demands complete silence until class is over, but doesn't care beyond that. Even though I'm sitting about 2 feet away from Olivia, we're having to text each other. She's quite the storyteller with these doodles. She's a talented artist, yeah. Like right now, I'm trying to keep up with the tale of Guts riding a... He's piloting the main golem from Gundam Finn. A giant robot from one of the shows she's been wanting us to watch together. I mean, we would. I totally want to. Just Olivia and I sitting side by side on the couch. Maybe as we're getting tired, we start leaning against each other. I could even offer to keep her clatter. Oops. Catching my phone from the precipice of my desk, I see Olivia sent an even more detailed version of the previous Guts drawing. And this is why, for how dumb as it is, Finn is still fun to watch. I don't get it. You almost didn't get your phone right just now. If you'd watch it, you would. One day, maybe. Though only if it's with her. One day, yes. Ah, crap, teacher. Don't want to lose my phone. Okay. After a couple minutes without any alerts, I accept that the Gator Girl really is done for now. With a look at the clock on the wall, I figure I've got a few more minutes before I absolutely must hide my phone. Etiquette's been out for about a week and a half, so we've been stuck with Mr. Triggums. Apparently, he doesn't like electives. I swipe back looking through the pieces she sent me over the last couple hours. A lot of the references go over my head, but the few that don't earn a hearty chuckle from me. Then there's the more detailed ones, the drawings that be good enough to actually render. I smile as I save those. I've been meaning to ask if she'd finished one back when she started doing this. But I never got around to it, simply saving it to a folder. A folder that's grown by a couple of dozen now. Right. Would Jerome Clarkson please come to the office? That is not a name I recognize. Would Jerome Clarkson please come to the office? Thank you. The announcement makes me nearly drop my phone again. They've been going off all morning, just calling random students into the office. Buzz from my phone has me checked to see it again. Check it again to see another message from the Gator Girl. Never mind. Teacher is acting weird today. Weird? I look at our substitute. Mr. Triggums isn't paying attention to us. In fact, he's kinda looking through the desk he's at. Weird. Same here. Think it has something to do with the office thing? I don't know. Was thinking it was the short day, maybe? There's another thing. I think the entire class realized something was up with how fast class periods were going today. Oh, he dropped his phone. Ah, man. I looked at the phone on the floor, the corner of the screen chipped away. Picking it back up, dude, get an OtterBox for your goddamn phone. Come on, man. Or whatever the equivalent of an OtterBox is in this world. Picking it back up before any of my classmates can step on it on their way to lunch. I also noticed that Ben wasn't in class. Wasn't here in class either. That's interesting. Hurry up, short day means lunch is earlier. Stop dropping your phone, man. Or get an OtterBox, or better yet, do both. Heading to lunch, I realize I'm not actually that hungry. Strange, but I guess the internal clock thing. But I guess it's an internal clock thing. I'm just so used to eating at the same time every day. That is a thing. Looks like I'm not the only one, as the usual war zone in the cafeteria has expanded to spill into the surrounding hallways. It's loud enough to cover up the continued announcements. Thank you. Mostly. I've gotten pretty good at weaving through the chaos. Shit. I've gotten pretty good at weaving through the chaos relatively unscathed, but man, these guys have way too much energy. What are they even fighting about? As always, the table in the back is left alone. Damien is chattering loudly about his day so far to Olivia, who's occasionally poking Liz across the table with a toy claw hand. Liz flails her arms around to shoo away the offending poke, but never bothers to crane her neck down from the rafters. The music in this game is so good. She perks up when she sees me. Yo, it's Inko. Hey, what's going on? Hey, what's going on at Olive Garden today? Whack his noggin. The meter stick. The meter stick falls on my head. Ah! It's a joke. A quip. How long did it take you to come up with that one? About 2 in the morning last night. Whack him again. Hey! Best $10 I've ever spent. It looks a little familiar, doesn't it? Yeah, that's what I thought when I saw it. Just like the real one, she'll bully you for saying dumb stuff. Bite me. She makes the hand gnaw on my face a little. She makes the head gnaw on my face a little. I'll go sit somewhere else. Do it. I have a new friend right here. Oh, I love her. She's awesome. Oh, wow. I have an actual friend that isn't addicted to makeup pheromones. That makes me so happy. Your ventriloquism needs a bit of work. I still think it's a little weird. Oh, live a little. So you guys aren't eating either? It's too early. I'll eat when I get home. The lunch lady doesn't really try on half days. Don't they not try normally? The difference makes itself known. I was out for like a week. I'm going to steal some of whatever Olivia makes later. Get your own. I've changed my mind. She has too much power. This is great. Olivia reaches over to gnaw on Damien again, and I snatch it out of the air. Ah, no! I aim to hitch it right onto Olivia's snout. Bullseye and clamp shut. The evil is defeated. While I'm giggling like a schoolgirl, Olivia uses the chance to grab the hand back. Fine, no more claw. She hastily stuffs the plastic toy into her backpack. After some small talk, Damien's attention wanders towards Liz, who seems to be lost in thought. Hey Liz, what's in your head? Huh? I was thinking about earlier today. I was talking to the principal scaler this morning while running some errands for Stuco, and she was really out of it. Out of it? Yeah, like she didn't want to be here today. I tried to pry, but she clammed up. I've never seen her like that before. She must drink bad coffee or something. I don't think that makes people sad. I can tell you from experience, it makes you really have to... Looks like I got a text. Liz pulls her phone out, craning her head down to get a better look at the screen. It's from Ben. Come, having student council meeting. Huh. Normally it's a bit more formal than that, I guess, since it's a half day and all. Well, duty calls. Sorry, having to leave early, guys. No worries, Liz. We can meet up after school. Sounds good. I'll see you all later then. What would you guys want to do after school? I don't know, maybe we can hang out at my place. Too cold to get in the pool, but I'm sure we can think of something to do. I look over to Olivia, who doesn't seem to have any objections to the idea, but no input of her own. Got any ideas, Liv? We could doodle some stuff. Like charades? Yeah, make it into a game of sorts. This sounds pretty fun, actually. Then I can really wipe the floor with Olivia. I'll save your breath, Dito. You know my stuff will own you and your chicken scratch. Want to bet? That's a sucker bet. Alright then. Loser has to pay for food. Deal. We shake hands, making the wager official. Would Olivia Halford please come to the office? Would Olivia Halford please come to the office? Thank you. The monotone voice on the intercom, combined with the strange atmosphere of the school, is starting to unnerve me. We all look at the Gator girl, who rolls her eyes and starts wheeling away from the table towards the exit. After she'd left, everything felt more off. Lunch came to an end, and the school day was close to the same. Just a couple more periods before we hang out somewhere with all the extra free time. I look at Olivia's desk, still empty 5 minutes into Prockling's class. I mean, yeah, she hates this class the most, but it's really become a habit at this point. Just like how it's become a habit for me to write an extra set of notes for Olivia. I look at the two mostly blank pages in front of me. Like with our teachers, I notice something off with Prockling. She barely says anything, instead just asking us to read chapters on the Great War. World War I happened in this universe. Yeah. Fascinating. Does that mean there was like Dino Hitler for World War II? And he did take part in World War I as a soldier. I do just as And 5 pages in, I can say without a shadow of a doubt, it was the stupidest reason for a world war to break out. A bunch of European countries unhappy with being ruled by a bunch of other European empires deciding to revolt and dragging all their allies into the quagmire. And the Ottoman Empire became Turkey. I'm really struggling to make sense of this information, made worse with how outdated the textbooks are. Seriously, they're written so bad it's outright. It ought to be a crime. It oozes pro-Gilded Age corporatism, the kind that genuinely believed that anything bigger than a gathering of 10 people would form unionism. With a sigh, I busy myself taking notes for myself and Olivia. As I do, my eyes continue to wander the classroom. Everyone just looks as disinterested as in the subject matter. I look over at Procling. She herself doesn't seem interested in the subject matter as well. In fact, she's just kind of staring off into space. It's highly unusual considering how much emphasis she puts on proper class focus. Yet there she is, spacing out like she's no better than the teenagers she teaches on the daily. I'm almost tempted to raise my hand to ask her a question to snap her back into reality when the room's speaker comes to life. Would Incognito please report to the office? Incognito, please report to the office. Thank you. I look up to Miss Procling. I got called, but she's still the arbiter who leaves her class. Still the arbiter of who leaves her class and when. But she doesn't meet my eyes at all. If anything, it looks like she's actively trying to avoid eye contact. I pack my things and shuffle out of the classroom. All the while, the stares and murmurs from the students grow even more intense. My mind immediately begins to wonder, why am I being summoned to the office? They sure are calling a lot of people. Maybe it's related to 2 weeks ago? The only thing keeping me company on my march to the principal's office is the sound of the rubber soles on the tile. They must spend a fortune polishing these floors. Not long before I notice a pair of footsteps coming from somewhere ahead of me. I squint my eyes, quickly recognizing the figure approaching me. It's Ben. I guess the student council wrapped up their meeting, though. There's no sign of Liz anywhere. As the parasaur makes his way closer, I notice he has a complicated expression on his face. Hey, Ben, what's going on? He flinches as I call his name and looks around like a lost child before he spots me. We make eye contact for a few seconds, but he doesn't say anything. Everything all right, dude? Suddenly, he turns away and continues down the hall. A sinking feeling takes hold of my chest. I almost try to speak up to stop him, but can't think of anything to say. I guess I better get going. Another minute of walking and I reach the door to the principal's office, only to find it wide open. Come in. I step into the office and close the door behind me, following the source of the deep voice. Oh, hello. I realize now that I've never seen the interior of the office before. It's fairly standard for an office: a long wooden desk, filing cabinets, a few potted plants, a couple of shelves for storing all sorts of things. However, on closer inspection, I notice things look a little more disheveled than I expected. Manila folders, Manila folders strewn across the desk. One of the filing cabinet drawers hangs open. The potted plants are either unwatered or wilting. Water them? Is this really Scalar's office? Hey, Mr. Ferris. Mr. Nito. My attention is suddenly pulled away towards the hulking figure behind the desk. I can only imagine what that office chair was going through right now. Sir, is everything all right? Have a seat, please. He motions to a plastic chair on my side of the desk. How have you been, Inko? I oblige his request, taking a seat, trying to suppress my anxiety. I think I'm doing well. He nods to himself, holding his eyes closed. That's good to hear. The whale looks down at the folder on his desk, taking a moment to look over some kind of document. I have news for you regarding your instructor for AP Art Design and Photography. You mean Mr. Ideken? Yes, Mr. Ideken. A fine teacher if student surveys are anything to go by. He also spoke quite highly of you. Did you have a strong relationship with him? Yeah, I think so. Did? Did something happen? My heart drops. Mr. Fair's brow worsens ever so slightly. Suddenly, his tone is completely shifts into one more clinical. Over the past 2 weeks, Mr. Ideken has been suffering from a rare form of chondrosarcoma that originated in his vertebrae. His tone was heavy. I don't quite know what ailment he just named, like he should spit on the doctors responsible for discovering it, but practiced movements and worn out features are undeniable. He's by no means a fragile man, but the tiredness he tries to hide is barely concealed. Every student he's broken the news to has taken something more from him. Tensing himself slightly to be as tactful as he can, the attempted reverence is lost as he recited the scripted lines just a few more times already. He'd muster much more than this flat citation. This analysis means nothing. I'm just distracting myself from the reality of the situation, as though prolonging a confirmation will keep it from happening. Mr. Ferris notices my subtle confusion, clarifies that he must have done a few dozen times already. Bone cancer. Mr. Ideken was well advised by medical professionals about treatment options available to him, and the district offered him a generous medical leave in recognition of his tenure here at St. Hammond. He turned both of those down. Oh no. Why would he do that? Cacophony of thoughts swirling in my head. How much energy did it take him to smash the paintings? Good lord. Because he's got to be weak. Like this was like 2 weeks prior. He's had this. The cacophony of thoughts swirling in my head makes it nearly impossible to think, impossible to focus on anything. Right now, all I can do is revel in it. Time passes. I'm not sure how much, but I still can't get a grip on my own mind. Ferris is calmly waiting for me to say something, but I can tell he's becoming uncomfortable. There's only one thing I can muster up the will to ask. Why? I wish I had an answer. His inflection tells me of his own questioning thoughts. The exchange... Olivia's going to be devastated. Good lord, she's going to be... The exchange seems to give Ferris the energy to continue, however. On Sunday, Mr. Idekin was hospitalized due to complications with the eldest. He passed away the following morning. Olivia was called here before me. Counseling will be available for you and anybody affected. Sorry, do you know where Olivia went? No, she didn't say. I'd like to go now, Mr. Ferris. Yes, feel free. I stand up from the plastic chair, pushing it closer to the principal's desk. Offering one last nod to the superintendent, I let myself out of the office. As soon as the door clicks shut, I start running. Shit, where would she go? The studio room, maybe? Fuck, she's gonna be devastated. It's the best I have. Thanks to all those gym classes, I'll have no trouble getting there quickly. My new destination takes me to the main staircase at the school and onto the second floor. It's not long before I'm staring down the hallway of Idekin's classroom. I broke a sigh of relief as I spot Olivia sat in front of the door. God, what do I even say to her? My thoughts come crashing to a halt as I see another dinosaur behind her, gesturing maniacally. Ben? From an outsider view, it looks like Ben is trying to talk her into something. But there's such a stark contrast between their moods. I suppose Ben is mourning too, but maybe he's just handling it differently. I must have missed Ben's story. I think I know what I need to do to get Ben's story, but I'm not 100% certain. That's the plan I have in mind. What do you think? Olivia? Yeah, okay. Olivia's reply came off weak and unfocused, like she wasn't talking to Ben at all. Can I count on you to be part of it? Sure. I remain obscured from view. This doesn't seem like a conversation I should be intrude on. I'll catch up with Olivia after. Honestly, I'm somewhat surprised Ben is talking to her. Now, maybe that Olivia is listening to Ben. That those differences being put aside. For once, our priorities aligned. I had thought to come find Olivia too. I wonder, Idekin was a mentor to each of us. Like, he'd always been around to help us, but now? Why did he refuse treatment? Why did he refuse treatment? All the little things. I mean, him not being able to lift the heavy light sets and stuff like that makes more sense now. God, how much energy did it take for him to smash the paintings with the fucking axe? That must have taken all this effort just to do that much. Holy shit. All the little things that make you anxious or aggravated are gone in an instant. And all that's left is reality. Why bother with dramatic garbage? It's not. It's. If now's not the time to be brought together, then when? I'm thinking too much. My hands are shivering. Something in my heart threatens to fall apart. But not now. Her voice is too quiet for me to hear, but whatever she said wasn't what Ben wanted to hear. Olivia, I need to know that you're with me on this. Yeah. Olivia. Ben kneels right next to Olivia's chair, putting the two at eye level, though she kept hers averted to the side. I need to know that you're in this fully. There's a strong panic in the Parasaur's voice. Please, Olivia. For him. Finally, after what felt like a few minutes, despite it only being 4 or 5 seconds, Olivia looks at Ben's face and gives him a meek nod. I'm going to take that as a yes, then. The Gator Girl gives no other reply to Ben's words. The only sign that his words had registered in her mind were her hands suddenly yet gently shaking, all the while her claws dug deeper into the wheelchair's armrests. Her bulwark broke at last. Even the droplets from her eyes drives searing pain through my chest. Seeing the droplets from her eyes drives searing pain through my chest. Oh my god. He's such a cool teacher, too. Damn it. My instincts drove me forward, beyond common sense. I grip the blue boy's shoulders and pull him up. Ben. The Parasaur's eyes snap towards me. He makes eye contact with me, depressive expression coating his face. Inko, what are you doing here? I wanted to see Olivia. Olivia's silver eyes finally lift. Pain reflecting in them threatens to shatter my aching heart. Ben looks back to see the mournful eyes too, though his reaction seems to be the opposite of mine as a smile draws across his face. Inko, hear me out. I'm trying to organize a eulogy for Ideken. Well, he meant something to all three of them. You know, say our goodbyes to him. He deserves it at least. Olivia, me, and you. He helped each of us so much, and while the Parasaur rambles on, I turn my attention solely to Olivia. I push past Ben and take a knee next to Olivia, now eye level with her. Ben finally stops talking. I could feel his stare boring into the back of my head. He wants an answer for whatever he was just talking about. Eulogy for Mr. Ideken. It's so surreal to think about that. To think that I spoke to him only yesterday, and today he's gone. a eulogy. Yeah, it's the least we could do for Idakin as his pupils. He deserves so much more, though. So much. Jeez. That is what game making me feel things. Right, yeah, Olivia's probably feeling what I'm feeling right now. This fight between reality and emotions. Idakin's gone, and I'm trying to process it. Trying to accept the fact that I'll never see him again, or listen to him again, or get advice from him again. Never get to impress him or show him how much I've improved because of his lessons. Fuck. I don't think I'm ready to accept that he's gone. That's understandable. Ben clears his throat, snapping me from my stupor and back to our current reality. I'm sorry to be so pushy. I need to know if you and Olivia are in or not. Ben turns to look at Olivia as he says those words. Olivia, meanwhile, continues to stare absent-mindedly at the wall, almost as if Ben's words were not emanating from right next to her, but a few dozen miles away instead. Olivia. Ben, I don't think... I suddenly feel a cool scale hand fall on top of my own. I look into Olivia's pain-stricken eyes. They gaze deeply into mine, pleading, begging to make the pain vanish. I don't quite know what I should do. Fuck. Great, another decision that I get to fucking agonize over. Thank you, game. Fuck. And we just found out about this. Can you give us some time, Ben? I'm gonna go with that. The student council president is taken aback by my words. But Olivia. His frustration with us grows with each second. Ben, look, no. I fully turn to Ben with my hand raised defensively. Ben, listen, we need to do this. For Idakin. For everyone that cared about him. For us. Why won't you help me? We want to, Ben. Really. But can't you see that what you're asking for us is way too soon? Damn it, we just found out. His breathing haggard now, his composure completely blown. And his own pain is painted across his face as he allows his glasses to slide away from his puffy red eyes. Just... Ben. Her voice is so soft and gentle. Her head turns back to me, her own pain still in her eyes, but also sympathy too. She looks forward, and her words are more resolute. Ben, I understand. The Parasaur boy's breathing hitches. You're right. We should do this. And I will. I promise I will. But it's too soon. I, we, we all need time. But he clenches his teeth, followed by his fists. He takes a sharp, uneven breath, his glasses sliding off his face right onto the floor. He's so agitated, so exasperated, and devastated that he seemed to care. My free hand finds myself on my other friend's shoulder, forming a full link between us. Olivia reaches down and picks up the prescription glasses, using her sleeve to smudge them cleanish. Fuck. Ben struggles. He's already broken composure, fracturing further. His hands shake as he accepts the proffered eyewear from Olivia, having great difficulty setting them back on straight. When he can finally look up from the floor, his eyes are even more raw with fresh pain. You promise? Olivia nods at the quivering question, her own lips starting to shake as well. Yes, Ben. For now, Ben finally gets it, as his emotional dam is near bursting. Yeah, you're right. Sorry. Ben walks up to me, pats me on the shoulder with a final solemn look at Olivia and nod towards me. He walks out of the classroom and leaves Olivia and I alone. As the door clicks behind me, I heard Olivia take a sharp and shuddery breath before turning to look at me. Fuck. Her eyes are glossy and puffy on the edges. Trails of tears stain down her cheeks. Her expression is someone who doesn't want to believe that it's true, but knows deep down that it is. As I look at her, I feel my emotions coming back twice as hard. God damn it. No. I need to be strong for her sake, damn it. I understand that sentiment. I've been there. Olivia, I try to find the proper words to say something to her. Anything that could give her any sense of comfort to ease her pain. But I feel my throat begin to tighten like someone's hand is around my neck. I don't even notice that I'm crying until my vision becomes blurred with tears. Without thinking, I wrap my arms around the Baryonyx and pull her into a hug. Olivia seems shocked at first, frozen by my sudden reaction. But then I feel a pair of arms wrap around me, hands clutching my jacket. Damn it. Olivia begins to softly sob into my shoulder. I feel my own resolve break as I hear the increasing pain in her cries. When we're like this, I can't even pretend to be stronger, to be the stronger one anymore. Maybe I could bear the pain of Idakin, but seeing Olivia like this, I hold on tighter. I don't want to let her go. Suddenly, she mumbles something onto my shoulder. What was that? I pull apart and I look over Olivia. Her sunken face is covered in splotches and trails of wet and dry tears. She's hyperventilating. Looks like an absolute mess right now. Despite this, her eyes are fierce, lively as they meet mine. I need to do something. Right now? She doesn't respond, hurriedly rolling down the hall towards the elevator. Where would she? The fountain. The only place she could be going. I step forward to follow her, but stop. No matter how I try, I can't continue. This is Olivia's promise, not mine. I have no right to intrude into it like that. My hesitancy robbed me of any choice in the matter. She went alone. I'm a fucking idiot. Alone in the freezing weather while she's going through this? The hell was I thinking? I start my silent march through the halls, out of the building, into the frozen wilderness. Damn it. Damn it. Oh. It's cold out. Freshly starting to snow. The world feels so much smaller, muted, colorless. Now's not the time. I must find Olivia. Its thin tire tracks thinly laid on the snow, pathing out down the sidewalk. I follow them. The path is serene. Falling flecks of white make it feel like one of Olivia's landscapes. The fountain must be just around the corner. Oh God. I should have gone with her. Of course the fountain is only accessible with stairs. The steps are tall, coated in a thin layer of ice. It's a death trap. Something rolls down and bumps my shoe. It's one of Olivia's handles. My face flashes with heat. My blood runs cold. Oh my God, I can't lose 2 people in one day. Please. I will make myself look up. 8 steps up, Olivia's wheelchair is toppled over on its back. Seat ripped, wheel spread. It's unrecoverable. Olivia is 2 steps further, halfway onto the next ledge. Her arm reaches up for the next one. Olivia stopped and slowly turns back. It's a look of shock and humiliation at being seen like this. She turned back and started to pull herself up to the next step. Damn it, Olivia. Take a step up and catch myself. It's a wonder she even got this far. I find my balance and start marching towards her. Her arm slipped to the ledge and she fell back. I caught her in my arms from behind. I didn't make it. She looks up at me, eyes still filled with tears. I carefully set her down on one of the steps. God damn it. Poor Olivia. She hides her face in her palms. I failed, Anakin. Her voice chokes back a sob. I'm just a stupid fuck up. Fucking chair. And continues to weep. I sit there and stare for a moment, trying to figure out what to do. I really haven't ever been in a situation like this. Poor girl is shaking. Rather, it's from the cold or her situation. I don't know. Instinctively, I wrap my arms around her and pull her close to me. Olivia shifts her body accordingly, and we end up in an embrace. Her sobbing calms down to the occasional hiccups, and her body is no longer sapping the heat from me either. I'm sorry, Inko. Sorry for what? Everything. Being an asshole, being a failure, making you waste your time on me. I'm just awful. Don't say that. I love you. That's what I wanted to say. Now isn't the time. I'm your friend. You know that. I'm here for you in the same way that you're here for me. Olivia breaks away from the hug. Her face is tear-stained. She isn't crying anymore. She's looking down at her wheelchair. Do you have a spare at home? No. I stand up and look up the stairs to the fountain and then back at Olivia. I can call Liz if you want. She can come pick you up after we're done. We can worry about your chair then. You're not a failure, Olivia. We're getting you up to that fountain. I reach my hands down toward her. Olivia's confusion erodes into a soft smile as she stares at my hands and then back at me. Come lower. Let me grab your shoulder. I've done this a few times before. I lean in closer. Olivia pivots as best as she can. Once more, she uses her tail as an anchor in place of her legs. It's holding up pretty well. Never considered it, but that tail, it must be pretty muscular. Let's go. I want to make Idaken proud. You did. I have no doubt you did. I climb up to the next step, planting my foot on solid ground. Olivia waits for me to stop before moving her tail up to the next step as well. It's sort of like we're each one leg. Simple enough. It only now occurs to me how close we are right now. By close, I mean I'm practically cradling Olivia against my side. Up another step. Eventually, we finally make it to the top. I managed to shuffle to the fountain. You can just put me down right here. Alright. I gently lower Olivia down and place her on the lip of the fountain. There's just enough space for her to sit along the edge, one leg resting on top, the other hanging off. She looks into the still water in contemplation. My eyes follow hers, focusing in on the coins that have settled into the bottom of the fountain, though hard to see through the opaque ice. I've stuffed my hands into my pockets for warmth, feeling the skin on my knuckles start to split already. My fingers trace over the quarters I usually use for our lunchtime drinks. Choo! The power of the sneeze draws me away from my meandering thoughts to see the Gator Girl is quivering on the cold concrete seat. Damn it. Her jaws clenched tight, burying her sharp teeth to the world. Her nostrils flare with each of her breaths, hot air creating a puff of visible mist. Her eyes filled to the brim with fiery rage and salty tears. I want to break the silence between us, ask for her thoughts. She's deep within them, though, raging within her own mind, finally having a moment to process everything that's happened. In the end, it's Olivia that breaks the silence with a single quiet, disdain-filled curse. Damn it. Her eyes shut, keeping her tears from falling. Damn it! A hiss seeps through her lips. I made it. I finally made it, but the thought goes unfinished. She sets her shoulders down and turns her gaze away from the sprouting water, listlessly gazing toward the obscured afternoon sun that's just managing to peek through the clouds and the snow-covered trees. Maybe she's imagining that's where he is now. But what now? I withdraw my hands from my pockets. Withdraw my hand from my pocket, holding it open for her to see the pocket change in my palm. Scanning over the water features before us, I think back to all the times I wanted to do just this with someone else. How about we make a wish? Olivia's brow furrows as she glances off to the side. Damn it. Her fingertips grip her hoodie, and I watch as she considers my suggestion thoroughly. Sure, a wish sounds nice right now. I motion her forward. The Gator Girl holds her hand out to me, and I drop a quarter onto her palm. On three? I nod in reply. 1, 2, 3. I wish for our twin coins flip into the air together. I watch as the coins spin skyward, crashing through the falling snowflakes. At their apex, the coins seem to pause, just briefly touch touch one another. With a synchronized plop, both of our quarters hit the water together. Leaning forward, I see that the coins landed on the same side. Heads. I wonder if that changes depending upon your score for them. I wonder if that'll double our chances of making our wishes come true or something. I felt a huff in amusement at Olivia's comment. I let out a huff in amusement at Olivia's comment, though the more I think about it, the more I hope it does. We stay there, look at the fountain together in silence. For a moment, it feels as though time has stopped around us. It's just me and Olivia experiencing this moment together. It almost makes me forget what just transpired, what we were dealing with, what kind of future the two of us are looking at. For a moment, though, none of those dreadful thoughts mattered. It matters right What matters right now is finding a small bit of peace, of solace. A little bit of calm before the storm that was inevitably coming. A harsh wind chill brings Olivia and I out of our thoughts. Hey, I'm sorry for being super distant earlier. You don't have to apologize for that, Olivia. Everyone goes through these sorts of things differently. I know, but I just feel bad. I know I'm not the only one who's sad that Idakin is gone, but her pause makes me stop and turn around to face her. I can see it in her face that she's trying to form the right words. Idakin was the first person who I ever felt was a role model for me. He didn't just believe in me. He made me believe in myself. Not just for my art, but for being able to succeed in general. I knew that Idakin meant a lot to her, but I never realized he meant that much to her. More than anything, he actually cared about me. About my thoughts and my dreams. I felt Olivia's lips tremble as she struggles to voice the thought. Normal. That would be really important to her. God, I probably sound stupid. No, you don't. I shake my head in disagreement. You don't. Mr. Anakin was important to me as well. It's okay, Olivia. I know how you feel. He gave me some of the best advice I've ever gotten from anyone and encouraged me to follow my dreams, like you. I wish I had met him sooner. There's a moment of silence between us, air filled with a mix of sympathetic emotions. A shared sadness for passing of someone who had an impact in both of our lives, but a sense of thankfulness that he graced our lives. Huh. I guess we both got our issues, huh? Yeah, I guess so. A fresh breeze of icy air shudders down my spine. So, what should we do now? I pat off the growing pile of snow from my shoulders and head. Let's see. I look at my phone. School's ending in 10 minutes. Do you want to just chill here until then? No pun intended. Sure. I look around and notice a tiny bench for two nestled against a tree. The Gator girl must have noticed as she's already holding her arms out for me. I recall something, a certain pair of raptors. I kneel down, facing away from Olivia. I can feel the icy flakes melt off of me as Olivia leans against me again. Her powerful arms wrap around my shoulder. He's gonna pick her up, isn't he? Clawed fingers digging into my jacket. My fingers locked together to form a makeshift seat for her behind me. With my past, yeah, he picked. Oh, my pasture secured. I make a beeline for the bench, lest I get caught up in what I feel pressing into my back. She lets herself drop into the bench, uncaring for her landing. Taking a page from the book of Olivia, I also drop down uncaringly next to her, just glad to have some shelter from the increasing snowfall. She's so cute. I love her so much. So here we are, mission accomplished for Olivia. Now what? My curiosity compels me to ask Olivia something. If you don't mind me asking, what did you wish for? I don't think you can tell someone what you wish for, or else it won't come true. The superstitious side of me says that she has a fair point, so I decided not to push her any further on it. Just curious is all. We continue relaxing in comfortable silence. I mean, I don't mind telling you if you tell me yours. I guess that's only fair. What did I wish for just now? It's hard to put into words. It's not something specific, but rather a feeling that I keep coming back to. Back before I came to the school, I would have wished for more friends, or a successful future, or to take back something embarrassing from the past. But now that I think about it, I didn't need to make a wish. That's too vague. I know, but I don't know how else to put it. Come on, at least try. My best memories from the past few months. This. This? Being outside in the freezing cold? No, not that. What do you mean then? I struggle being with her. I struggle to find the words without making myself sound stupid. You know, we've hung out a lot, but it's not often that it's just the two of us. Just us? Yeah, that doesn't happen a lot. I wish it was like this more often. Ernest's eyes go wide. Shoot, maybe that came across weird. I mean, I just want to get closer to you, you know? I watch the beginning of a blush comes across Olivia's cheek. Oh, she's so cute. Wait. I don't mean it like that. I want to get to know you better. She glances away, laughing nervously as her tone changes drastically. Oh, yeah, I understand totally. She likes you too, dude. I breathe in a silent sigh of relief. You want to know what I wish for? If you don't want to share, you don't have to. No, I asked for yours. It's only right. Ahem. I wished to know what I want to wish for. I glance across from the bench at her. I can't make sense of anything right now. I want today to be over, frozen, and have never happened all at once. I want Idekin back, but I don't know. But I don't want to just replace him with someone else. It's too late to start all over again. She stops to wipe her eyes, but they are already dry. All I've ever wanted was to be someone he would be proud of, but it just feels impossible. You are someone he would be proud of. She looks away. I ended up picking something lame. Sorry. What's that? Olivia still looked away for a while. I can hear her hesitation. I can't tell what she's thinking. I threw that coin, and out of everything racing in my mind, the one thought that stuck out the most was just. She chews on her lips in contemplation for a moment, and then she finally continues, voice in a soft whisper. I want somebody I can trust. I feel my face heat up from the words and her tone. Even with her head turned, I noticed the red flush creeping on Olivia's cheeks. I instinctively jerk my head the other direction. Shoot, what do I do now? We've been sitting here motionless, neither of us daring to say a word. She likes you, dude! And I listen closely. I feel like I can hear her heartbeat from here. She could probably hear mine as well. I don't even notice the cold anymore. That's probably not a good thing. Maybe we could just stay like this for weeks. No, don't be ridiculous. You need to tell her how you feel. I clear my throat, searching for words that wouldn't come. She just said she wanted somebody to trust. I mean, you can trust me. I hear shuffling from Olivia. Damn it, can't work up the nerve to turn my head toward her. My neck feels like a rusted hinge. I try to as I try to disobey my body and look at her through my periphery. Periphery, good band. Do you trust me? Despite my words, she nods her head vigorously, blush growing dangerously bright. Well, I shift my body towards her on the bench. I trust you too. Suddenly, she shakes her head a bit to bring herself back to reality. Maybe I can be honest with you then. You're silly and you're ridiculous. Maybe a little over-optimistic. You're thoughtful and adventurous, and you're so willing to take me with you. You don't treat me any differently for this stupid thing. She lightly hits the armrest of the bench. I guess I stopped noticing it at some point. Yeah, I mean, obviously you're like... So many words dance on the tip of my tongue. Like my mouth and my brain are at a standstill. One wanting to blurt out whatever, like the other keeps it all in and disseminates it in a thoughtful manner. What comes out is a furious snort rips from the Gator Girl's nose, followed by pearls of laughter. Out of embarrassed shame, I cover my face with my hands. What was that? I curse my nerves as I protest to continue guttural guffaws. Come on, Olivia, I'm really trying. These snowflakes that have managed to still land on me melt away from the extreme heat radiating from my whole head. Olivia acquiesces, though, drawing back into a very smug grin. Okay, take two, Inko. Hey, Robert, how you doing? Gator game making me cry, dude. My head temperature finally drops back down to core of the sun. It's a lot more manageable from core of the sun to a lot more manageable volcano. Thanks, jerk. Seeing that small quirk of her own, seeing the small quirk of her own lips, I can't stop smile from going on my own face. I guess, be honest with her. Be honest with her and yourself. Honest. At the very start, I thought you were just out of it. What? You almost ran me over in the hallway. Oh. She frowns and looks away. I'm sorry. Good. A slow night. The only thing that popped was an Amber Alert on my phone. Oh, Amber Alert. Always a bit concerning. Hopefully the child's alright. And then you tried to get my seat moved. Sorry. And the claw thing today? Not sorry about that. Oh. I figured. And you used to be hard to talk to. I felt awkward every time I even tried. Like, thank Raptor Jesus for Damien and Liz, because otherwise I wouldn't have gotten to know the real you. Olivia wringers her claw fingers together. And what do you think of the real me? She's easily the most caring person I've ever known. I mean, yeah, she can be a little selfish and doesn't think ahead sometimes. But when she cares for something, she just has to do everything she possibly can for whatever it is. Is that what you think? Yeah, you're quite caring and passionate and what? And I know Mr. Idekin saw that in you too. Oh, fuck. Ad break. $13. Come on. Fucking ad break. I've never made a dime from this site anyway. Alright, looks like we're back. Olivia's eyes water at the mention of our mentor. Thank you, Inko. Now's the time, Inko. Just say it. Hey, Inko? Say it. Do you like me? Yes! Say yes! Yes? Why does talking have to be so hard? I prepare for Olivia's smug one-liner to crush my weak confession. Instead, I watch as Olivia brings the hood her hood up and hides her eyes in it. Really? For some reason, seeing her like this fills me with a well of confidence. Yeah. Can you. Can I. Can I hear you say it? I like you, Olivia. I don't get how. Her hood peels away just enough so I can see her shimmering silver eyes. Why would you like someone like me? I like you too. Olivia brings her legs up to her chest, holding the limbs together with her. She's so cute. She brings the hoodie's hem over her legs, transforming herself into a crocodile-shaped igloo. An Olivia glue. An Olivia glue. Huh. Slippers were a bad idea. Huh. Oh, crap. Yeah, you okay? I'm fine. Just call someone. I cough awkwardly and get my phone out to call Liz. Hello? Inko, is that you? Aren't you supposed to be in class right now? Scarlett let Olivia and I go out early. Oh, okay. I was told about Professor Eidekin. I hope you're doing okay. Yeah, I'm alright. I'm with Olivia by the old park. By that old park by the school. Her chair's busted and we're kinda stuck. There's a keen whine from the bundled crocodile next to me, her tail wrapping around her as if to hug herself. Broken? In this weather? Are you two okay? We're fine, but can you come pick us up? Sure, I think I remember where it is. I'm with Principal Scalar right now. Once I'm finished here, I can get you two on the way home. Thanks. After some shuffling, the call drops. I didn't get a chance to fully read it. Well, from what I have heard, a lot of times those Amber Alerts, it's like divorced parents and one parent has the kids. Hopefully, it's nothing too serious. It's always sad to see either way. I turn back to Olivia. She seems more anxious than anything right now. You alright? Yeah. I'll be okay. Stovepipe maw of the Olivia glue shatters quietly in the cold. My concern finally takes hold, forcing me to finally close the gap between us. She said the chair had no replacement. It'll take a while for a new one to come in. That means she'll be trapped at home, completely sealed off from the outside. Man. The beginning of Olivia's annoyed protest died of exposure, becoming a grumbling acceptance as I wrap my arms around her shivering form. You're lucky you're warm, Inko. Yeah, I definitely feel like it as her body shifts and nestles closer against mine. Olivia's tail lays on my lap, these shivers reverbing through it the most. I lay my palm atop it, feeling the cold limbs shaking slowly still. Some long distance trivia about limbs losing heat the fastest the fastest springs to my mind, and the hopes of keeping frostbite away. I pet the heavy tail. Oh, she's precious. As soon as I do, I hear the silliest sound rumbling from Olivia's chest through the rest of her. It's like a purring cat almost. There's a new sensation on my cheek now, soft and warm. Oh, she's so precious. Her lips are planted firmly on my cheek, and this feels nice. As I continue to warm her tail, I feel her lips press more and more against my cheek. I don't know if kisses are supposed to go this long and this wet. And now the lips are moving, some pointy things are there, and munch. And that's her teeth. Oh, Olivia instantly lets go of my cheek from her non-lethal bite. She's so cute, though. Oh, fuck, sorry. I'm new to this stuff. I'm nervous. It's okay, really. I put my hands on my cheek to feel the damage. I feel the indents of her fangs, but nothing serious. I almost even start falling asleep before we hear a car pull up at the bottom of the hill. Olivia perks up and leans forward to try to see who it is. A few seconds later, Liz's head rises above the stairs, scanning like a submarine periscope. Crap, it's gonna be tough getting all the way back down, even with Liz's help. I look back and smile at Olivia, still huddled against herself and clinging to my arm. You ready? Today seemed to drag on endlessly. Liz's arrival ended our embrace, and she had quite the dour look on her face. She said she'd been in a meeting with the principal, and I could only imagine how the faculty and student council were reacting to Ideken's passing. Her mood seemed to lift a little, at least when she saw Olivia and I both huddled together under a tree. Olivia's mood, on the other hand, plummeted, probably from the way Liz and I had to carry her to the car. The ride to the Payne household had been silent, save Olivia's grumblings and embarrassment. Think I'd be in a similar mood if I was treated like a sack of potatoes, but then again, how else were we supposed to carry her? I should suggest more workouts to Coach Sully, just in case. I'm going to use the restroom. I'll be right back. Shit. Huh, somebody messaged me on Discord. Let me see if that's anything important real quick. Damien and Randy are waiting for us at the curb. The older man looking over at Olivia with worry. When your friend told us Soph and I were beside ourselves. It's like he looks like dinosaur Hank Hill. Damien's dad. I'm fine, Randy. Randy didn't really hear her as the instant her car door was open. Her legal guardian pulled her into one hell of a bear hug. Come on, I'll get you kids some hot cocoa. That sounds delicious, actually. Damien watched with a smile of relief as his father hauled her over the shoulder and marched into his home. You guys want to stick around? Vinny's still in school, so we'll have the consoles to ourselves. Still pretty early, all things considered. Sure, I'd love some hot chocolate right now. Liz? I'd like to, really, but the council still needs to prepare arrangement for Idakins. Well, you know. Maybe I'll come by later if I can. Alright, well, if you do, I'll make sure there's some cocoa left. Appreciate it. She's adorable, too. With that, Liz drives off down the street. Come on, let's head inside before we turn into popsicles. Settling into the well-worn couch, I noticed a distinct lack of baryonyx. Where's Olivia? Randy chimes in from the kitchen, busying himself with an old-fashioned kettle. She wanted to rest on the bed for now, boys. Give her some time. No one can resist hot cocoa during the weather like this, especially how I make it. Never had homebrewed hot chocolate. Never had homebrewed hot chocolate. But if it's anything like his cooking, then it might be good stuff. And that does sound good. Although it is also in the middle of summer, so it's not ideal. Still sounds good, though. After a few minutes, Randy comes out with a tray. Olivia's got her name on it. So does... Oh, Damien and Vinny, too. Here you guys go. He passes a few Christmas-themed mugs labeled with the family's names and leaves the last one on top of a nearby drawer. You're going to have to be Vinny for a bit. You cool with that? Yeah, thanks, Randy. Man, you look cold. Were you out there long? It's true. By now, the snow on my jacket had melted and my clothes were chilly and soaked. Feel free to take a load off until you warm up. I'll be in my bedroom resting. Holler if you need anything else. He gives Damien a pat on the back and leaves. The mug is hot to the touch, but it's welcoming. Feeling just warm. Feeling to warm up my icy fingers. I take a moment to gently blow air on the beverage to cool it down before moving it to my lips. Yeah, that's pretty good. Damien is chugging his. Of course he is. He finishes a swig and sets the glass down. That must have been half of it in one go. There are multiple ways to enjoy anything. After today's events and weather, I really needed this. Oh, geez, that is really, really depressing, Robert. Hopefully hopefully that little girl will be all right. Another sip. It's really helping warm me up. I didn't even notice how cold I was. Hey, Vinny. Yeah? You good? I'm holding together, yeah. Still a bit scattered. I don't blame you. Hey, Pops doesn't want you venturing back into the tundra out there. You up for a game or something? He gestures toward the entertainment setup. No, but go ahead, I'll watch. Damien thinks for a second, few gears in his head turning in conflict. Really, I don't mind. Alright, I'll set up. Damien sets up his game, searching for several mismatched cases for the right CD and giving the screen a good thump to get it working properly. Put your fucking games back into right cases. I fucking hate that. Like, when you open up a fucking DVD case or video game case and some other game is, or DVD or music CD or whatever is in it, like, no, put it back in the right fucking case, please. Grab a controller for his Xbox One. Selects a game called Rock Ring ODHG and settles deep into his groove on the couch. This one's my favorite in the series. After a minute or two of gathering a full lob. After a minute or two of gathering a full lobby, the Dilafo Spino Dino picks his class and begins his virtual rampage. Only a minute in and he managed to get the first kill. I'm just a bit burnt out on the day, getting pretty tired actually. Hey, Inko? Yeah? Olivia hasn't come back with her wheelchair. Did something happen? Yeah, she isn't taking Idakin's passing well. Man. Well, I'm glad you were there for her. My eyes remain on the screen, lost in vibrant violence, as some in-game announcer proclaims Damien's digital massacre. On his part, Damien's frills waver like crazy, and it looks like his arms wanted to wave in victory. You want to talk about it? I don't want to take up your time, Damien. Come on, man. We've known each other for a while. You can be honest with me. Not sure where to begin, really. Idakin was really cool. I don't really have the right words for it. Somehow I think I'm unqualified to speak on it compared to Olivia. She knew him better than I did. He was important to her, yeah. We talked about it a bit before Liz picked us up, but I'm worried I'm not much help. Well, that's what we're here for, right? To help her out when we can. Best thing to do is be ourselves for her. She'll eventually go through the emotions in her own way. Yeah, that makes a surprising amount of sense. I slowly look up from my mug over at Damien. And you make it sound so easy, too. He briefly meets my gaze before returning his attention to the screen. I know I'm not the smartest guy around. But I do know Olivia, and we don't share parents, but she's still my older sister. Oh. Older sister? Her birthday is first, duh. And knowing Olivia, she'll be able to manage. But how are you managing? Me, trying to sort out the maelstrom of emotions running through my rampant head, is overwhelmed, I guess. That makes a lot of sense, yeah. I wish I'd gotten to learn more from him. Olivia could probably recite some of his lessons by heart. She probably could. I remember the first time she got to work with special pains in his class. She was so ecstatic. She came home with a mess. She came home a mess, all covered with blues and greens, and leaving tracks behind her as she went. When Mom saw the carpet vandalized, she threw her right into the backyard and hosed her off. I ended up joining in because it looked fun. Of course you did, Damien. Eyeing the hallway and leading up to her room, a part of me wants to see if she's alright. That part simply wants to be closer to her again. Damien looks back again at the unspoken question clearly written across my arched brows. What about Olivia and you? Speaking of, I may have told Olivia that I liked her. About time. Huh? What? You two have stuck together like glue ever since the summer barbecue. I mean, come on now. Anyone with half a brain could see that you were becoming more than friends. All the signs were there. Although it does worry me a little. Why is that? Well, think about it. Your teacher just passed away. You're both wrecks right now. What if it's just that suspension bridge thing? I don't know, man. It only just happened. You're right. Sorry. I do like Olivia. I know that. I guess I'm a little scared of the future. How so? There's just a bunch of things I still don't get about Olivia. Or maybe friendship in general. Ever since I arrived at St. Hammond, I never really had any friends like you guys. So to suddenly be involved in all of this, I don't know. Think I get it, yeah. Things can be a little dramatic over here. One way of putting it. What's so different about your old friends? Never really had any. Oh, that's not true. I had friends, but they were like day friends, you know? Classmate friends. Yeah, I got a bunch. But your folks constantly moving means they only ever lasted like a year tops? Yeah. Am I a day friend? No way. You come over to our parties and everything. In fact, look. He points at this subtle discolored patch on my jeans where Vinny's acid punch has failed to completely wash off. We got you marked. Thanks. It means a lot. It means more than you know. To be honest, I always had a good feeling about you. He was the very first person to be nice to us at the school. In the gym class on day one. Thought you'd be a decent addition to our group, but to see Olivia actually start opening up around you 2 months ago, that was unthinkable. All those years I was trying alone, you know? Made it all worthwhile. Not to take credit or anything. I just really glad to see her happy after so long. Moments of Olivia and I together flash into my head. Good, bad, everything in between. It all culminates in a single image of her staring up at me with a smile of hers. Me too. Hard to believe that she's been dealing with so much inside when I first met her. Well, Inko, some people just have a lot of problems they hide from the world. For example, he puts the controller down and shifts to look at me in the eye. His character instantly sniped. That hot chocolate gave me a tummy ache. I'm being serious. That was serious. I could feel it can be little things like that too. Little stresses that add up. Now, it doesn't bother me, but somebody else? It might just ruin it. It might just about ruin them. If you're trying to get with Olivia, I'll give you a nickel's worth of advice my dad told me. If a girl asks to wear your shirt at 2 a.m. and bake cookies, to bake cookies, she's an absolute keeper. That's some pretty good advice. Just don't break her heart, yeah? Wouldn't dare to think of it. Damien offers me a fist bump, which I accept, which I happily reciprocate. A door creaks open. Both of our heads turn back at the sound. She kneels in the doorway to her room, leaning against the side railing. Sniff. Damien nods to me and continues his game. The ambient gunfire and controller clicking fills the silence. I take the hint and stand up and slowly approach Olivia as she tries to shuffle down the hallway. She's completely upright, a display of pure confidence. Even her tail is upright, as though to amplify her dignity. I'll have to tell her how cute that is when I'm not so drained. I wordlessly offer her a hand and she accepts. With her on my shoulder, I walk the both of us toward the living room couch and plop down on it with her. Oh, here. I lean forward and grab her cocoa from the coffee table. Most of the warmth has gone by now. Guess I can warm it up in the microwave for her. She's tugging at my arm. Come on, it's cold. She starts leaning harder against me from to keep me from getting all the way up. Alright, jeez. I give her the mug and she goes to start sipping instantly. I was going to warm, my voice dies off as I feel her settle against my legs with a relaxed hum. Oh, she's so precious. Her body relaxes more, and I'm allowed to sit up enough for her to settle in by my shoulder. She's warm. The two of us watch Damien's game continue. Olivia continues to sip her drink, letting one hand free from her mug. Her hand finds its way to mine. Our fingers curl around each other's. Oh. Damien plays a few more games. I don't really keep track of how well he does. He finishes one last match, yawns, and stretches back over the couch. Alright, that's probably enough for me. I'm going to get going and give you two some space. Okay. Damien gets up from the couch and slides his controller near the cabinet where it lied before. On his way out, he stops to look right into my eyes. Hey, keep things chill, man. Don't do anything stupid, alright? Yeah. He nods and heads off to the depths of the house. Now I got 3 more messages. I'll have to check that later. And just like that, it's quiet once more. Is she asleep? Hey. I don't think you've seen my room before, have you? Not at all. Would you want to see it? I'd love to. I watch her blush. Am I getting good at this? Okay, just walk with me there. Oh. Similar to before, I help Olivia off the couch as we shuffle our way towards her room. Wow. I'm not sure what I was expecting Olivia's room to look like, but I'm surprised. It's the air that hits me first. A strange mix of heavy, fake fluoro candles, trying its best to cover almost nostalgic scent of art supplies. Band posters and paintings of dinosaurs cover a lot of the wall. A lot of the wall space, like the room, is her own personal canvas. Her desk set beneath the window. What space wasn't covered by the faded looking paper was instead covered by dried up paint. Right next to the dresser, holding up a decades old television and a retro gaming consoles. All in all, it reminds me of rooms they'd show in older high school movies. So where do you want? Just on the floor is fine. I gently lower Olivia down to the floor, letting myself sit cross-legged right next to her in the process. So what do you think? I think it suits you. Figured you wouldn't have any chairs. I got a really soft rug and a beanbag chair over there. She gestures to a beat up lump in the corner near a large lamp. Olivia pulls something off the bed. It's a laptop open to a music program. But I don't recognize any of the songs or bands or albums. It's a pretty big track list. What kind of music do you listen to? Oh, I love her even more now! Oh, I love her even more now! I'm sort of a closeted metalhead. Whenever I'm alone, I put on full blast. Like, I could do chores, art, Generator Head, Super Death, Iron Tomb, you name it. Oh, I love her even more now! What do you listen to? Please let us get in. Don't lock us away. Mumble rap. I listen to mumble rap. If that scratches your brain, then... Anyway, my dad was super into heavy metal when I was a kid, and he got me into it. When Damien and I would be playing out in the yard, his mom would be making lunch. Our dads would be in the garage blasting heavy metal while they worked on the car. Working on cars? Yep, my dad and Uncle Randy would Randy would fix up some cars. She clears her throat. Huh, I think that's the first time I've heard you call him Uncle Randy. Yeah, I call him that sometimes, along with Auntie Sophia. You call him Auntie Sophia? Your right hand... Oh, that's a fucking Resident Evil 4 reference. Your hand comes off? What do you... Olivia lunges over to chomp at my hand, and I have to take a moment to check my fingers are still intact. Hey, I was joking. So was I. But yeah, I listen to a lot of this stuff. You want to hear any of it? She offers me the trackpad. Anything I see, huh? Say, what kind of music is B flat? Music is a bit lame, actually. Wait here. There's actually something else. Something else? Something nobody else gets to see. I'm gonna show you my chest. She does not mean gator titties, okay, dude? Here, this is it. Look. Olivia holds up... Yeah, see, I told you. Which, you know, that wouldn't play well with Twitch, even if she did mean that. Although I wouldn't mind seeing them. Not gonna lie. Olivia holds out a wooden box. There's 2 rusted metal latches on it that have long since aged past their use. I can see it quite well in the dim lighting, but I think if I hold it up in the sunlight, I'd see a thin layer of glitter glue coating the whole thing. It's also painted carefully, even with a very thoughtful attention to tones. What could be inside? Honestly, no guess comes to mind. Could be anything. What are you waiting for? Open it. I carefully open the lid. Inside Olivia's chest. I mean, the box is filled with various baubles and trinkets. What is all this? It's like my own little hoard. I've been saving up lots of little things through the years. Nobody else has ever seen it. She holds the box for me to take. It's heavier than it looks. This must be some high quality material. With the box in hand, I sit on the end of the bed. Olivia manages to crawl her way up to sit beside me. She reaches inside to grab. Oh, am I supposed to be clicking on something? Oh, hey. Oh, some of these look really cool. Of course they do. I picked it all out myself. Where'd you get these? I pick one up when I see one. They're a dime a dozen. Oh, this used to be Uncle Randy's. Does the engraving mean anything? She shakes her head with a soft smile. Not really. It's just harder to steal and hide stuff that looks unique. Really, I think he thought it looked cool and not tacky. Oh, I think it looks cool. You would. What's that? That's my first tooth. Wow, never seen baby dino teeth this close up before. So tiny and sharp. What's that one? That's my 58th tooth. Do teeth grow back? Yours don't? Humans. What's that? Oh. I thought I was trying to click on the black thing. Oh, hey. Oh, those look really cool. Of course they do. I picked them all up myself. Oh, are you... What's this box? What are these? Just a couple cool rocks I found around. I liked how they looked, so I kept them. Grab one of the rocks and give it a look. It's gray with thin brown lines around it and smooth to the touch. Ah, I dropped down to 1 viewer. Damn it. That sucks. I was up at 5 at one point, which was awesome. It's perfect skipping stone. That's one of my favorites. Tastes like salt. How do you know? I tasted it. A paintbrush? A very important paintbrush. Olivia's lips turn upward slowly as each bristle of the brush flicks away from her thumb. Though she averts her eyes away from mine, I can see the green on her scaly cheek turn red. Sorry, just got sentimental for a moment. This was the first brush I ever had. Dad gave it to me on my 5th birthday. Oh, he encouraged her habits. He encouraged her hobbies. Her tone falters a little. Dad always asked me to make him little drawings. And every time I finished one and gave it to him, he'd tell me they looked amazing. I could barely draw a circle back then, but he'd always gush over them, and she shakes her head. I think he put them in some scrapbook. I don't know, but he kept them all. Olivia looks back at me, her embarrassment turning into bashfulness. Thanks. Oh, I love this little guy. What's that? Let me show you. Olivia rummages through the box and plucks a tiny hexagon piece. She then places the plastic ball onto it, and right before my eyes, it transforms into a little robotic looking dinosaur. Oh! This is Gabicon Dinoid. Dinoid, to be exact. I looked up on. I was hooked on the show when I was younger, and I was always asking for the toys for my birthday and Christmas. Then he's got the rest of my old collection. This one was always my favorite, so I keep it here. The picture of Olivia's chest. Olivia at the shore. This is from last summer. Dad had a weekend off, so we went swimming together at the beach. The sun was just setting, and I decided to take a picture since it was a nice view. Plus, I felt pretty. You are pretty. Maybe we could go together sometime. Maybe, yeah. She places the photo back in the box. Minutes go by as Olivia continues just showing off her personal little hoard. Tiny objects in Olivia's chosen to keep with her this whole time, eagerly explaining the significance of each little piece of she's got locked away in here. By the time we're done, she's resting her muzzle on my shoulder. Oh, she's so precious. Been a crazy long day. I'm pretty exhausted myself. Can you put this back on the dresser there? Sure. I gently move her off my shoulder, much to her muffled groans of protest. Then I carefully place the box back where it was on the dresser. A small friend pokes his nose up curiously through the bars of his cage. Hey, little guy, long time no see. Were you napping? The black and white mirrored replies with a series of squeaks. That's her rat guts. I like to think he's saying he's glad to see me. Hey, Olivia. Oh, I'm pretty exhausted too. Bed's definitely off limits. That leaves the floor or the couch outside. Or that beanbag chair looks pretty inviting right now. I slump over into it, beads inside scrunching up under my weight as I settle in. It's soft. It smells like paint and Olivia's hair. Does Olivia lay on it while she works? As I start to drift off, the last thing my weary eyes take notice of is Olivia sleeping soundly on her bed. Aww. With how emotionally draining this whole day has been for us, it's nice to see her look so peaceful. I begin to stir from my deep, cushiony slumber. It feels as though there's something heavy across my stomach, stopping any ability to move. Did someone throw a weighted blanket on me? Actually, it feels like whatever it is on me is vibrating. What is it? Olivia? Oh, she's on me. Oh, she's so cute. My entire head grows hot as my brain tries to process the situation. How how we're, as she, her chest pressing close to mine, I feel her rhythmic breathing against my body. It's deep, slow, and subtle, but noticeable rumble with each exhale. She's so precious. If I focus enough, I could probably feel her heartbeat. Just go back to sleep, man. Just hold her and go back to sleep. Maybe she sleep crawled onto the beanbag and didn't realize I was on it. I should probably wake her up so she... No, don't wake her up. Anytime I try to move, my limbs cling tighter to my body like a boa constrictor. But with all Olivia's tail wrapped around me, any attempt to escape, save her hold is fruitless. Don't just fucking enjoy it, dude. Just doze off, back to sleep, and hold her. Olivia looks even more peaceful than she did in bed. Maybe she does know that I'm here. I'll leave her be. Yeah. Just let her sleep, man. Just hold her and let her sleep. Last thing I want to do is make her a cranky gator. With my free hand, I managed to grab my phone. Checking the time, the digital clock says it's about 5 minutes till past 4:30. Plenty of time to continue my nap. I nestled my head back into the beanbag and let the feeling of Olivia's rumbling slowly lull me back to sleep. Oh, she's so precious. This feels nice. My morning alarm lulls me awake and into the world of the living. I ended up spending the night at Olivia's place. Randy and Sophia thought my parents would actually be worried that I stayed with a stranger for the night. When my folks hadn't answered their phones, Sophia was left fuming. Randy didn't look as bothered, though. The two calmed down after I made something up about a business trip. Honestly, I'm probably right anyway. On the upside, got to spend the night with Olivia. Last night we even turned the living room into some kind of blanket and pillow fort. It felt childish huddled up onto the floor with Olivia and watch her play old computer games on an outdated TV. But I had more fun than I'd like to admit. It does sound fun, though. But now Friday's rolled around and it's time for school. Olivia's wheelchair is out of commission until Randy can go get a replacement, meaning she'd have to miss out today. Given the state of both her emotions in the wheelchair, it pained me to have to go without her and leave her all alone. Honestly, I don't want to be alone in my cold and empty house either. Mrs. Sophia is one hell of a cook. Last night she made a delicious meatloaf. Guess I know who Olivia got her culinary skills from. I rise from the couch and pull the spare blanket off of me. The pains let me sleep on the couch, but at some point Olivia must have dragged herself from her room to join me. As I try my best to get up without waking her, I pull my phone out to check the time. It's about the same time I normally wake up. I'm kind of impressed with my own internal clock. You awake, son? I jump as Randy makes his presence known behind me. His hands idly button up a floral shirt as he motions ahead toward the unconscious Gator lying on the couch. I guess he has the early shift. She wasn't there when I went to sleep. Don't worry, I'm not accusing you. Damien's already up. The kitchen's got cereal, but don't be late for school. I nod in response for a few moments, put on my jacket and glasses before heading to the kitchen. Hey, Damien. Even if I didn't remember where it was, it wouldn't be hard to find. Damien's busy slurping honeyed oats like a jet engine. Oh, Inko, you hungry? Before I can even reply, the Dilophosaurus jumps out of his chair and makes to a nearby cabinet, producing another bowl and spoon, which he slides across the table. Thanks. Most important meal of the day, man. Eat up. He gestures to a half-gallon of milk and a box of cereal on the table. I take a seat across from Damien and pour myself a bowl. Normally, I'd skip breakfast on account of getting an upset stomach during PE. Then again, it could be PTSD from the burritos talking. With a spoon in hand, I get a scoop of cereal before I begin to eat. You know, as far as cereals go, this is a little bland. If I had to guess, it's probably to avoid some colorful sugar-filled cereals to prevent Vinny from bouncing off the walls. He probably would. Get him some Mountain Dew and cotton candy. That'll really get Vinny going. More than he usually does, at least. I continue enjoying my bowl of cereal with less ferocious haste than Damien. It's not long before we're both done and Damien stands up without intent on cleaning up after himself. Oh, doesn't that surprise me? Liz should be getting here any minute now, so we can wait outside. Sounds good. You might not want to go out there with the short sleeve shirt, buddy, or put on a jacket or something. I take the time to rinse off my dishware in the sink before anything else. Damien looks a little guilty as he realizes what I'm doing. Finally, with breakfast dealt with, we are ready to head out into the cold, harsh world. As I grab my backpack from the couch, I take one glance at my slumbering girlfriend. She's taken up the entirety of the couch now, the blanket we shared falling away as she spreads out onto the spot I was just at. Should I give her a goodbye kiss, or maybe fix the blanket and leave it be? Just don't wake her up. Let's go with tuck her in properly. Her brow scrunches up and I can see goosebumps spreading on her arms. Kneeling down, I take the edge of the blanket and bring it up over her. I turn away from her, something catches my wrist. It's Olivia's hand. With the bleary eyes full of sleep, she looks up at me, silent, asking me to stay. Liz is here. His words make Olivia's grip tight. Make Olivia tighten her grip, painfully tight. Oh, hey, I'll be back tonight, okay? She's fighting to stay awake with eyes fluttering, hand grip waning. Olivia. Promise? My hands adjust the blanket again. Promise. I think she accepts that as she lets herself slump back onto the couch. See, I just wanted to tuck her in without waking her up. I guess I can't do that, huh? Inko. Sorry, I had to do something. Damien huddles himself and charges into the cold right to Liz's car. She flings the passenger door open just in time for him to leap in and close it again. I get one last look at Olivia before I shut the door and hurry down as well. Oh man, the car is nice and warm. Morning, Inko. You really stayed the whole night? Stares down at Liz, starts down the road toward the school. Morning. Yeah, I didn't want to be alone in the snow. This is why you smell like Damien's deodorant? His clothes are looking pretty ragged by now, too. Shut up. I'll have to take a shower and get a fresh change of clothes as soon as possible. Damien and Liz keep the conversation moving, and my mind starts to wonder. Man, poor Olivia. Who knows when a replacement wheelchair is coming in? Could be anywhere from a few days to weeks. And she's going to be stuck at home the whole time while I still need to go to school. Poor Olivia. It just won't be the same. We won't get to be together in the art room after school. All alone, talking, making fun of my bad paint. Just talking, making fun of my bad paintings. Just us. But man, wait till Idakin finds out where. I've made myself. Damn it. I guess he knows by now then. Man, it really won't be the same. Yo, Inko, you good? Seem pretty down all of a sudden. I'll be fine. I appreciate you guys, really. This has been the best school year of my life so far. So thanks for being my friends. I love the way Liz just curls up her neck so she can fit inside the car. Hey, you're cool too. What brought that on? Damien. Oh. Oh. This last school year's been pretty special. Hanging out with you guys so much has changed in a short amount of time. Even if things are shaky right now. It's really been worth it. I have hopes for what comes next. Me too, Liz. Silence falls over the car as Liz takes off. Damien's hand is only occasionally swatted away from the radio knob as we all sit in companionable silence. It's nice taking a scenic route to school. At school, the atmosphere is undeniably different. It would be losing losing Idakan like that. Rest in peace. He was a good man, great teacher, mentor. It's as talkative and rowdy as ever, but there's a lot less of it. I don't know. Maybe it's just my mind playing with me. There's less color as well. Like it's drained a bit. The layers of snow blanketing everything outside, particularly, is partially to blame. Man, I'm looking forward to making a snowman this year. Maybe I'll be feeling it later. Sully was as certain as ever in his class whether it's just that he doesn't care or his own form of respect is beyond me, but his hat is on a little tighter than normal today. Man, too many feelings today. Moping isn't going to get me anywhere. I'm halfway through the second period when the question of Idakin's replacement strikes me. Uh, Fuck. We'll be getting a few days off. There's no way we can just get a new teacher on such a short notice. The class is probably going to be on hold for a while. His name is still on the door plate when I enter. Inside, many of the students chatter with each other normally. Some nervously glance up to the teacher's desk. I take my normal seat by the vacant desk Olivia would normally be stationed. Period's gonna suck without her. Looks like I got to look forward to today's lunch with Damien and Liz. Man, the whole day's just gonna drag on. I want to go back to Olivia. I completely get it, man. I hope she I hope she's doing all right by herself. I worry about her being by herself, and she's this distraught. The bell rings, and an unfamiliar woman in a suit walks in with a clipboard in hand. She nods at us all and starts reading mechanically from some script. The substitute tries her best, but there's only so much you could get done your first day on such short notice with just some papers to read out. Her tone doesn't help, drawn out and empty. I feel myself focusing less. I look at my half taken notes. Shoot, Olivia would probably kill me if she knew. The substitute looks at the class looks at the class The substitute looks at the class phone in frustration as she walks over to answer it. Class phone? They both mumble back and forth for a few seconds before we got an incognito in class. I raise my hand. The substitute thumbs toward the door. Office called. You were wanted. Weird, but what would the office want with me? Jeez. My footsteps echo hard on the cold tile on the way to the principal's office. I heard once they made the halls of the faculty offices longer on purpose to scare you. Although that may have just been an old comic strip. The effect was still there, however, as each of my reverberating footsteps sent a spike of unease through my core. When I finally stood before the principal's office, the feeling of unease peaked. What is Mia doing here? So I opened the door and inched myself inside. The principal was sitting behind her disorganized desk, blanketed with a number of sheets. And between her and me, Mia and Ben looking back at me from their own chairs. You wanted to see me, Principal Scaler? Yes, Mr. Nito, there's some matters we need to discuss. She motions to the third chair in front of her. I take a seat at the as instructed next to Ben, who's more or less acting as a personal barrier between me and Mia. What's going on? Mr. McKnight has informed me that there was an incident between you and Miss Moretti earlier this month. One in which school property was severely damaged. Yeah, that was near the start of the month. So why now? I look at Ben and Mia. I'm sorry, there were some more pertinent issues at the time, Inko. I had to keep pushing this back to handle things like the audit, the paperwork, and an excessively loud, an excessively heavy breath leaves Scaler's mouth. You should have given me the reports for this as soon as it happened. Miss Scaler looks at Ben as he frowns. This needs to be resolved by the end of the day, Benjamin. His tired eyes turn my way. Please, so can we finish this as soon as possible? While she spoke, my focus was on Mia. And the smile crept across her face. From what Miss Moretti has told me, it was you who incited it in the first place. Bullshit! Care to explain? What? Principal Scaler, Mia is the one who... We're aware that she caused the damage, Mr. Nito. Oh. The older woman leans forward with a pen and paper in hand. What we need to know is how this incident happened in the first place. I think we should hear Mia's side of the story first. Oh, you son of a... Since she was the one inadvertently caused the damage after all. Purposefully caused the damage. The red-scaled girl nods, holding out her hands as she begins. Miss Scaler, I was just trying to talk with Olivia that day, when out of nowhere Inko shows up and starts getting on my case. I was trying to tell him that me and Olivia were just working on a project when, bam, he just whips out his camera and blinds me with it. What? Didn't she slap herself in... What? Didn't she slap herself in the face with a tail-mounted glitter bomb? And before I could see, I kept running into things before knocking things over. I didn't even mean to do that, Miss Scaler. Bullshit. I know I had a temper, and trust me, Ben's been helping me work on it, but you can't blame me for going around like a headless chicken. She can't be serious. The one person that can, the teacher that can back him up on this is now gone. This is not going to go well, is it? I look to the principal and see that she's just listening to her lie through her teeth. And this ain't even the first time he's done it. I tried to talk to Olivia back in September, and he pulled her away. I swear he's been out for me ever since the first day of school. Oh, you lying sack of shit. Principal Scalar that... Shh. My jaw slams shut bitterly as the principal denies me the chance to defend myself. Her eyes turned downward to a particular stack of papers on her desk, carefully scanning one page and flipping to the next. Silence in the room is unnerving as she flips through the page after page, finally breaking quiet by clearing her throat. Now, Mr. Nito, you can give your side of the incident. Taking a deep breath, I reiterate that Olivia and I had told our former art teacher back when he had saved us from the blonde bitch currently glaring daggers at me. From the moment Mia took Olivia away to finding them in a classroom to when she slapped herself in the face with a glitter-covered poster. However, I decided to stretch the truth anyway about why Mia was in the classroom with Olivia, and only mention that she was harassing her. Last thing Olivia needs is to be interviewed about her own involvement in all of this. I did my best to remain collected, but recalling everything that happened reminded me of how Mr. Idekin had always tried to look out for us. My throat dried as I continued on in spite of my faltering voice. I am kind of there myself. By the time I finally get to the end, I sound more like a squeaky hinge than a person. Mr. Nito. Principal Scalar's voice brought me back from my memories back into the room. Mia is sneering at me. Bryn's brows are knitted together in worry. And the principal. Thank you, that's all I needed to hear. She moved from around the desk, the sheets of paper she had been looking over in her hands once more. The principal stands directly in front of us with an unreadable expression. And in addition to the report, our Idekin left behind his account of what happened. In it, he describes Mia's actions as openly hostile and intentional. The actions that were only interrupted once he used Scalar's size and astonishment. Once he used an estrus taser. However, it seems Idekin left some things out of his report. There's no motive for anything that happened, no matter who was at fault. I'm not sure why he'd leave something like that out, but as it stands, there are far too many unknowns here for my liking. Now, I would like to give the benefit of the doubt, especially at a time like this, but given the given the extent of the destruction and the previous. She's struggling, man. Besides, making a big deal of this during an audit isn't going to look good for the school. I'm finding it hard to believe your intentions here are completely professional, Mr. McKnight. I mean, she is your girlfriend for some reason. He freezes like a deer in headlights. Sailor grumbles to herself, placing a hand on her head while we await the verdict. I feel bad for her. Between the mountain of paperwork, half a dozen mugs on her desk, it's easy to tell she's overworked. It would bring me no greater relief than to have you expelled and out of my hands. Unfortunately, I don't have time or energy to deal with this. Mia, you're suspended for 3 days, and I'm marking your record again. Now, if you three don't mind, leave my office and leave me be. She doesn't even look at us. I turn towards Ben, who looks both scared and relieved. And Mia, who looks positively overjoyed. She practically skips out of the office without even a word, leaving both Ben and I staring blankly for a few seconds. Another glare from Scalar sends us both out of the room on instinct. Seriously? That's it? It just hit me all at once. She just gets to walk away? After everything she did to Olivia, she gets the equivalent of a slap on the wrist? I watch as Mia happily strolls down the hall a good distance ahead. That... Inko, are you okay? Am I... Ben, what the hell are you thinking? On top of everything else between our teacher dying and what Olivia is going through, could this not have fucking waited? No. Olivia, is she alright? She crashed her wheelchair and she's stuck at home. She could barely leave her room, let alone the house, and you're over here playing games with interpersonal drama like a school child. Inko, I'm sorry. Are you? 'Cause you are dragging me halfway across the school so that crazy bitch can use me as a scapegoat when I just want to go home. And you're helping her by being her lawyer? Holy shit, dude. I used to have respect for you. Look, it's not like that. Then how is it? It's hard to explain. You know what? I'm already drained. I don't have the energy to spend on this. Inko, nobody's actually in trouble. It's fine. My withering glare at Ben does its job, and Ben reluctantly backs down. Look, man, it's for the best. For you, for Olivia, for the school. I can't believe this. I know why Olivia... Now I know why Olivia hates you. I feel a cruel satisfaction in my words lash out at Ben, his face growing more distraught. What do you see in her, dude? Get your shit together, man. I turned to leave to get away from everything. Inko, please, you don't understand. Yeah, I really don't. Just listen to me, okay? No. With nothing else left to say, I leave without bothering to look back. By now it's lunchtime, meaning I can hang out with Damien and Liz. Definitely needed after this. I'm gonna. Oh, my throat's dry. I'm gonna stop here, and we'll continue this at some point in the future. It's been almost 3 hours anyway. Oh, I just saved, so we're good. Thank you to everybody who stopped by and watched. I greatly appreciate it. The next stream I do will probably be more infamous. I thought I was closer to the end of this than this, but apparently I'm stuck in ending 3 now. That's kind of what I was expecting. I got ending 3 when I did my first playthrough of Snoot Game, and I think I'm thinking in order to get ending 4 in this one, you have to my mind's gone blank. You have to get Ben's story, which I didn't do. I think I know how to get Ben's story. It's just a theory, but I think I know how. I think back when I had that decision that I agonized over so much about whether to let Olivia fail or not. I think the decision to let Olivia fail in some way, shape, or form is what leads to Ben's story, which probably leads to a different confrontation there in the principal's office, I would assume. But considering it's now saying that I am getting ending 3 and the little thing that's up in the right corner when I'm playing the game, I guess I am getting near the end of it, and I'm still loving this. I'm loving this game. The story, the characters, it's all the music. It's so good. You guys heard me. I was fucking breaking down crying during this stream. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and go. So, thank you to everybody that tuned in and watched. I greatly appreciate it. I need to get myself some water. I ran out, and my throat's dry. And we'll talk to you guys later. Bye bye, everybody.